What's up guys, I'm Shernfire. I've been a professional player since season 5 and I've been to MSI and Worlds multiple times.
The new champions here in Oceania as Direwolves will represent the OPL at MSI 2017.
While also climbing to top 10 Korea multiple times and hitting rank 1 NA and OS multiple times. My goal is to help people reach their rank goals and ultimately breed an army of high elo junglers. What is up guys, I'm back from PCS playoffs, just came from Taiwan. Good, disappointing result in the end. We got to the third round of playoffs and we got kicked out. Pretty down bad, but let's discuss what we're going to talk about in this video, which is tempo. Now the reason why I want to talk about tempo so much is because it's a misconception. You've heard about the memes about having high tempo. It's very general and it's very hard to understand when you just use the word over and over again without giving it context or meaning. So hopefully by the end of this video, you guys will understand how to actually use tempo to your advantage. Okay, so what tempo means, especially to the jungle role, is basically whether you can be in a certain area before the enemy can. So being first or being first on the next sequence. Next sequence meaning when you recall and you come back on the map, you're first back on the map. So when you understand that, now you understand when you're down tempo. Down tempo meaning when the enemy has first base or the enemy can be first in an area after finishing clearing camps, for example. Alright, now let's look at how we can utilize having jungle tempo to carry games and gain big advantages. So, in this instance, we're playing probably one of the best champs in the game because of her ability to generate tempo because of her clear speed. So, I'm playing Zara. I got a crazy 5-plant spawn. I'm not going to go through the clear, but I clear really fast here, as you can see, and I'm versing a Sejuani. So, in this scenario, she's clearing up with me, but I clear so much faster than her, so I'm able to recognize that my top's also winning, so I'm able to clear and I'm able to walk out on the 3-minute timer while she's still probably on a red or goms. So I check the goms here because I have nothing else to do. I got a massive turn and I'm able to tether and make sure I don't die, but while poking. So playing the line between not overcommitting that I die, but not too close to where I'm not going to do anything, where I'm just respecting them too much. I need to make the top lane actually come. So that was a great use of my turn. Now Sejuani's up tempo on me because of death tempo, guys. So here's where I have to be more cautious about my teammates. You can see I'm looking around to see if the Sejuani is going to look, and the Sejuani does look. I ping it off. And now if Sejuani doesn't get something massive off this, I'm going to punish her again by doing a topside camp. So here's where, even though someone did a successful gank, if they waste too much time like they are here, I'm going to be able to punish really hard. So in this scenario, I choose to let my bot lane die so that I can make a better play on the next turn. A lot of people might think, why don't you just move here and help? The problem is, if I move here and help, now I'm on the same tempo as Sejuani, and I don't get to abuse the fact that she ganked and wasted time. Or, she didn't waste time rather, but it worked, but she is spending time bot side. Whereas I want to play for the next play. So that's where being up tempo has become more valuable than me, by setting up plants on my camps and being ready for the next play versus defending the dive. So I do a sacrifice play here, so my team can reset and they'll be ready for me on the next play, which is going to be somewhere around top side. So now I'm level 5. I need one more camp for 6. I know Sejuani should be here, coming out of base very soon. And I end up doing raptors, doing goms over the wall, still miss the small ones, and now I'm level 6. So now it's my turn, right? She's level 4, I'm level 6, but she dived my bot. So I now need to do something impactful to make up for the fact that I let my bot lane essentially die. So I'm looking for any play to force. I don't care that she's fighting me because, again, I'm level 6. Makes this mistake of fighting me. And she's got no camps to do, guys. So think about from her perspective. It looks like she's trolling, but I'm sure the Sejuani is feeling pressure because I did a topside camp, so bot side camps aren't up. There is no Scuttle Crab in the river. A lot of junglers are just going to default to just matching wherever I am. But the problem with matching by this point is that I'm up so much EXP because I chose to make a play on a different turn than her. So I kept my tempo, I kept my jungle tempo in return for her getting fast gold. So basically the trade-off is if their bot lane does not use their lead better than the Sejuani ganking them, then my play is going to be better. So far, the bot lane dive has not turned out to be impactful whatsoever compared to me getting level 6 first and just running them down wherever they go because I just have a 2-level advantage. So something to understand about tempo that is highly utilized in pro play or just higher elo in general is when the opponent doesn't give you what you want. Maybe the enemy team isn't playing well aggressively, but they're playing well defensively. They don't give you the plays you want on the sequences where you have a turn. So instead of just forcing plays where you overcommit, for example, a dive, which is really close or hard to execute. Instead of doing that, you can recall and be up tempo and be first in a certain area. And that is how you can use your lead a lot of times against a resisting opponent who doesn't want to give you an inch. Alrighty guys, so now let's run through another scenario where I'm playing Shyvana and versus Warwick, and generally my champion is just going to be up tempo if nothing happens in the game. So my goal is just to full clear as fast as possible here, while Warwick also probably needs to clear, but he needs to look for a play. So in this scenario, I'm full clearing down. He's going to gank bot here in a second. I tab, and he's got 16 CS, so he's done 4 camps, so I know I can invade him. And basically, since Warwick did such a poor gank, I'm going to be able to utilize the fact that I have a turn now to pull their bot lane to me while my bot lane gets pushed for free. So I'm able to draw their bot lane and pay my bot lane back basically for tanking the gank and surviving. And I'm going to look to abuse my level lead here. So I'm pretty much up a turn on him. He needs to farm and I'm just going to deny him that farm. You can ignore the flash there, but now what I want you guys to understand is that Warwick is up tempo on me. So even though he died, he's already out on base while I'm about 10 seconds behind. So to speed it up here, Warwick's already going to be in river. So something to keep in mind in your games, guys, is when you kill someone, it usually means they're going to be up tempo because of the amount of time it takes for you to do whatever extra stuff you want to do. Like I had to fight their bot lane still for a little bit after he died. And so here in this scenario, you can see Warwick did the scuttle and then he looked to threaten to steal my camp and then he ganked top. So in this scenario, a lot of people might have tried to maybe protect top and move top, but I kind of knew that I'm playing Shyvana and I'm not going to try to sacrifice my turn to counter his play. So he has tempo and he gets a turn. So I'm going to accept that he has a turn and then I'm going to get my turn back later. That's something I want you guys to understand. A lot of people are just going to try to defend the play and then use the same amount of resources and turn that he's using instead of generating your own turn so you can make your own play. So in this example, I'm going to be farming bot, but then I catch the Katarina. And then by consequence of Katarina not recognizing, Warwick just made a play. So he needs to farm and I'm up tempo. He dies and then his AD carry dies. And now I'm able to take Dragon and hits level 6 first because of that. So I'm going to be utilizing Warwick's mistake in this scenario of ganking top and killing top to the fullest. So you can see here, I recognize by the point time that I see Grubs is up, I recognize that I can just take his Gromp and that if I can take his Gromp, then his whole bot side's open. So I'm level 6, it's free fire. I just want to take his camps because I'm Shyvana, but I will look to dive bot here. I just wanted to greed for the wolves here. And you can see how just off that one play of him ganking top and Katarina making the mistake of trying to roam bot on a time at which his jungle's down tempo, I'm able to pretty much hard carry the early game just by simply not overreacting to his plays. So that's the biggest thing I want you guys to take from that. I did not overreact to Warwick's plays. I did my own plays. He did his own plays. And then I made better plays than he did on my turn. I didn't try to follow what he was doing. So now you guys understand tempo a little bit better. There are other resources you guys should be looking at if you're wanting to get better at jungle, which is my second channel, Shernfire Coaches Jungle. Check that out. It's free videos on my reviews from Sanspareil, my coaching program. If you're interested in leveling up as well, you should be joining that. Otherwise, you have free resources as well. This is my public channel, Sanspareil Public. You're going to get up-to-date meta picks and builds and runes there, or just general jungle strategy. Other than that, I will be making way more content now that it is the off season, so I'll see you guys soon.
Subscribe me.